I'm like, oh, you're
I looked it up.
like, come on, know your place.
It's literally just Hebrew for Jamal.
Mine is epic. Oh, I was going to say, do you have like a
Hey Nancy, when we do top 5 in here, will that cord stretch over to my computer?
I love seeing them.
I heard that from here. Yeah. Woohoo. Okay, sweet.
Yep. It really is.
Give me just 1 second.
When the
Hey, just because you have a bye week doesn't mean you're safe from being 4-2, brother. 4-win game.
The youth aren't doing it, right?
What's that?
The youth doing their opening, or they? Tomlin talking crap about the Bengals. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought Nick
Anybody should talk crap about it.
just switch. The best part was Megan's listed. He's complaining how they traded.
All good.
Eventually they
I can use my comments.
It had your name on it before.
I can use.
I thought so.
Just kidding. Yeah, feel free.
Because I always look to make sure I have if I'm doing it or not.
I will turn.
And then I can do mine if
That is.
that's all
Oh, they had her name on it this morning.
Oh, good. I'm great
They
with
had her
it.
name on it this morning. Yeah, I swear.
Yeah, no.
All right, we'll wait for everybody to get in.
How's it on there right now? Is it still? Yeah. I'm in the thing. Yeah, I'll have to give you context about that that I gave Chief. Or you can just get it from him, but there's it's always a time to be alive. Yeah. I gotta take you to this Mexican bakery.
Yeah. There's some DoorDash. It's amazing.
We'll wait for you.
It might be, but it is like I will binge on these things over a weekend. It's bad. It's so good.
That game's going on tonight.
It's all good. Needs to be music playing.
I sang earlier. Now you finished the song. All right, we are all here now. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to have you here tonight for our city council meeting. If you're here to speak at our open comment period or a public hearing, if you'd sign out, there's a sheet outside. If you'd sign in on that sheet so we can know that you're here. We'll go ahead and begin and turn the time over to Councilmember Ratchford, or Councilmember Peterson, excuse me, for our opening ceremony.
Thank you, Your Honor. This evening, we'd like to recognize that we have members of the Clearfield City Youth Commission here in attendance with us, and we'll have a chance to recognize their newer members in just a moment. But to begin, for our opening ceremony, we have a solemn moment of reflection and a pledge of allegiance, and so I'd like to invite those designated among that group to come up and lead us in both of those.
It is apparently a group effort. This is good.
I love it.
We love teamwork.
New faces.
Okay. Ready? Begin. Oh, stand up. Okay, ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Hello. I've been chosen from the Youth Commission to give their solemn, but I would just like to take a moment to recognize we've got a few new faces here today. It makes me really, really happy to see new faces. I've been on the Youth Commission for a long time, and I haven't really seen a big increase like this in a very long time, and I'm really happy to see them, and I'm really proud of this group of new people we've got coming in. We've had a bunch of different members come in, but it's really stood out to me with these members in particular. I've seen them stand up. I've seen them participate in with all of the activities and events that we've had planned. I'm just so proud and so happy to have them as part of the commission and to see where they take this commission and how they'll use it to prepare their lives and propel them forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We will move forward to approval of our minutes. We have minutes from the September 9th work session, the September 23rd work session, and our September 23rd policy session. Councilor, are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion on them.
I move to approve the minutes for September 9th work session, September 23rd work session, and September 23rd policy session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes stand. Well, the next item on our agenda is to swear in our new youth commissioners. So, turn the time over to Nancy. I was going to say, Jenna, do you want to bring our youth commission up and introduce them so that we know, or have them introduce themselves? Let's bring them forward since we're going to have them actually, raise their hands and be sworn in.
So come up to the podium, state your first and last name and your grade.
I'm Ari Fossa. I'm a senior. I'm Spencer Chamberlain, and I'm a junior.
I'm Abby Moss, and I'm also a junior.
I'm McKenna Baus, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Gavin Christensen. I'm a junior. I'm Evan Christensen. I'm also a junior.
And they're twins, in case you forgot.
All right. Nancy?
Okay, if you want to stand over here and face the audience so that those who are here can get pictures.
Don't hide behind the podium.
Yeah, let's see. Come over here and squish together. Keep going. Me too. A little closer here. Okay. Autumn, Liam, okay. All right.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. So I'm going to swear you in all at the same time. So I'm going to ask you to state your names, and you would each state your name at the same time. Okay? I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Oh, I can come down. Yeah, I'll just come down.
Maybe that might go in there if you turn that on.
I wore my tall shoes today.
Youth, I really want you to know how thankful we are to have you. And I mean that. We appreciate you. We're going to have some fun.
Thank you. We're super, super excited.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah. And since, well, Jenna, since you're so eager to go, I'll tell these guys just how impressed I am that the growth we've seen on the Youth Commission over the last year has been totally grassroots from the kids themselves, recruiting their classmates, really taking a renewed effort in like getting out into the schools that they spend a lot of their time in and bringing some of that energy back into it. They've been awesome. I'd go through all of them, but there's so many now that we'd be here a while.
Which is the way we like it. Yeah, these kids have been bringing their friends and having their friends send me emails and messages, and we finally have a sizable number of kids that we can go and do things with, and they're all super fun and kind and intelligent, and I'm looking forward to working with all of them.
I look forward to the day where we have to put a cap on it. And,
Me too. We're working on it.
We'll get there.
We're trying.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, next item on our agenda is Dakota Worth. We're going to turn the time over for a presentation on mosquito abatement.
Yes, so let's see if there anything comes up on the screen. If not, I'll just wing it. But, you know, since our friends at the State Tax Commission are so forgiving on how these things play out, the district has asked all of us on the board to take the proposal for the tax increase to our respective council meetings and meet the letter of the law in getting that information out there. What it boils down to is the Mosquito Abatement District is proposing a property tax increase that will increase the amount on the average home of a Davis County residence of $600,000 from $30.69 a year to $38.61, which is $792 a year. That proposed budget increase is to raise $1 million in additional property tax to help fund the construction of a new pesticide building. And like we've seen with our MOC that has been under construction for some time, the previous building that they had on their site is no longer sufficient for the safe storage and accommodation of the chemicals necessary to treat the growth that this county is experiencing. And that is currently undergoing the RFP process, or RFQ, sorry. And let me just make sure I hit every bit of information that we need to hit. So we talked about the increase to the average residence. The increase on a business will go from $55.80 a year to $70.20 a year. So that's an increase of $14.40 per year and $1.20 per month. That will raise an annual of $1 million in revenue for the purpose of that construction. The percentage increase to the budget revenue is 26.18%, which feels substantial, but in totality it is rather minimal because the district is a small taxing entity compared to others. The total estimated project cost for that building is $9.2 million, and there is a 15-year bond being taken out to facilitate that with annual payment of $855,550 per year. That building was built 27 years ago. Like I said, it's not fit for usage. The chemical requirements have greatly outpaced what it was designed for. And the district is investing in new adulticides for abatement purposes that should be more effective in treating the mosquito population in the county, as well as that building is set to house a lot of large-scale drones that they use to get into the marshes that in previous years without that technology was on four-wheelers and lots of people would get stuck, and it's been a bit of a hassle. But this will be a great quality of life addition and service addition for the district. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys had that information, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to field them now or at any point.
So just one question, because I'd never loved tax increases that are specifically for a building, or
for sure,
because ultimately you pay for it. And so, I mean, if it's a $10 million building, is that what you said?
9.2 on the high end.
Okay.
Though early estimates, I don't think we will reach that figure.
And yet it's bringing in $1 million a year?
Correct.
So, I mean, this is a 9-10 year, we'll call it a 10-year tax increase. that all of a sudden, 10 years from now, there's $855,000 a year that's not allocated. That's the only reason I really frown when we look at tax increases specifically for that kind of a use.
Certainly.
Because there's no getting rid of it. So it's not like, hey, we're bonding, and as soon as that building's paid off, it's gone, and we're not making payments anymore.
And if I were to play devil's advocate, I think the cost that we're seeing and the chemicals used to abate the mosquitoes, they're on a healthy upward trajectory. So I think by the time that we reach the growth stage in 10 years that I anticipate that we will be at, relative to the cost increases we're seeing in those chemicals, it will provide the necessary revenue to not facilitate an additional tax increase for them to pay for those measures, but I don't have a crystal ball. If I could, that would be ideal. But at baseline, this will cover the costs to construct and pay for the debt servicing and all of the associated costs with that building. But I understand that perspective. It's a rather singular use on a ongoing measure.
Any other comments or questions?
How big is the facility?
I don't have that readily available, but I can get you that information. I don't have the square footage in front of me, but it's not huge, but it's sizable.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Tell them it's a no, because we didn't have that on a slide for our truth and taxation hearing. So, sorry, we don't get ours, they don't get theirs. I'm kidding. Sorry. All right. Brings us to our next item on the agenda is to receive public comment on the Second Amendment to the Wilcox Farms Subdivision Development Agreement and to amend typical architectural and lot standards. We'll go ahead and turn the time over to Tyson. Give us some background on this.
Thank you, Mayor and Council members. So to give some background on this development agreement amendment request, this is for the Wilcox Farms Development Agreement. It's 101 lots here in Clearfield City. They're small lots, single-family lots. And there was the first amendment to the development agreement was approved in May of 2025, earlier this year. That amendment was to address open space, corner side setbacks, and porch encroachments. Potential architecture amendments were discussed at that time, but ultimately not approved by the City Council. So with this second amendment request, the applicant has made another request to now amend the typical architecture from the original agreement. So what the amendment would do is it would align the typical architecture with the intended home plans that they would like to build on the site. The amendment would also remove a rendering that's in the existing development agreement that's titled Single Family Homes Fronting 1000 West. That rendering was a very specific rendering to show what the homes that would be built on 1000 West and face 100 West or 1000 West would look like. So with the updated home plans, they are proposing a new rendering that will, it's titled Streetscape Example, and that will give a rendering of the way those homes will look from the front. Also, they're proposing to amend the building placement guidelines to remove the maximum rear setback of 7 feet. The City Council had a work session about this second amendment request on October 7th, 2025. There were a couple of key things that were discussed in that work session. One was related to the typical architecture color schemes that the applicant was proposing. The color schemes proposed in their original request, the colors were sort of toned down, muted compared to the homes that had already been built in the development. So the council asked them if they could take a look at their color palette and see if they could introduce some more vibrant, warm colors to better go with the existing homes that have already been built in the community. So the developer does have an updated color scheme. It was not included in the packet, but I do have it here in the presentation, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Also, there was the developer or the applicant discussed the desire to contribute to the city, make a contribution in the amount of $100,000 for public art and community celebrations. So language has been added to the amendment request. That has, the language in the request has been approved by the applicant. So I'll present that language in this report, or in this presentation as well. This image here shows where the development is located on the west side of Clearfield City, just off of 1000 West and approximately 1525 South. The entire area of the development is highlighted in red there on the screen. These two rectangular areas outlined in red show where the homes have already been built in the community. There's a total of 18 homes built thus far, and there's approximately 83 remaining lots that still need to be built with homes for the community. This blue section shows phase 2 of the development. So to provide some more specifics, they've got 40 homes left in phase 1, and then they'll have 43 homes in phase 2 to finish out the development. Going into their amendment request, staff recommended some edits to ensure that the proposed language was consistent with their proposed exhibit, the new exhibit C2 that will be part of the second amendment. So their amendment request, really the substance of it comes in two different sections of the amendment, section 2 and 3. So that's what's on the screen right here. So section 2 just describes what is being amended, the different sections of the pattern book and what they're being replaced with. Section 3 has language for the contribution to the city. So what that does is it just specifies that the developer shall provide $100,000 to the city that may be allocated, obligated, or expended at the city's discretion. The intended use for the funds is to fund public art that will benefit the community by fostering civic pride, a unique sense of place, and social cohesion through shared cultural experiences, and also fund, in whole or in part, community events that will build social connections, strengthen local economy by attracting visitors, support local businesses, and enhance residents' well-being and sense of belonging. Getting into the details of the building placement amendment that they're requesting, currently in the development agreement, there's a rear setback requirement that says that the amendment, the rear setback has to be a minimum of 5 feet and a maximum of 7 feet. What they're proposing is just to remove the 7-foot maximum rear setback, and what that would do is, it would do a couple things. One, there are some lots in this development where they're irregularly shaped and they cannot meet the setback requirements as listed in the building placement requirement. So they're making this amendment request to address that issue, but also where their home plans have some variation in depth, they'd like flexibility to place the home on the rear setback to allow for more uniformity on the front facade as you're looking at the homes from the front. And then also with the renderings or the different sections of the pattern book that are being replaced. This image on the screen is showing from the current agreement the homes fronting 1000 West image. That's on the left-hand side. So that was the original plan for those homes on 1000 West and the typical architecture for those homes. Specifically, they were meant to be two-story homes compared to the rest of the development where it allowed for some three-story elevations. Now, on the right-hand side is the image which is showing the new proposed streetscape example. The applicant has done a 3D model. They've taken 2 of the existing homes that are already on site, so those are seen in that image, and then they've modeled the new home plans and what that will look like with a line of the new homes next to what is existing. There's another image that's part of the streetscape example, and that's shown here on this slide. It's basically the same 3D model, but it's just a little bit different angle. And it's looking at the South Paseo that is part of the development, which is part of their open space that they're providing for the neighborhood. The other amendment request is to amend the typical architecture. So currently in the development agreement, the typical architecture is shown in that top image. There you can see the original typical architecture and the style of homes that have been built thus far in the community. Now, with amending the development agreement, they're proposing an updated typical architecture to allow for these new home plans, and those new home plans are shown in that bottom image. So that's where you can see the different home plans that they intend to build in the community. They'll have 3 different home plans, which each have 3 different styles. The styles are farmhouse, traditional, and Scandinavian style. And then these are the colors, the updated colors that they're proposing. Scheme 1 and Scheme 2 are the same. Those were also included in the original, which was seen in the work session last week. Scheme 3, and I apologize if you're looking at the screen, it's the colors aren't showing super great, but Scheme 3 is an updated color. It's they've got a green color for the siding. It also shows the colors for the trim, front door, roof, garage door, soffit, and fascia, and the windows. Scheme 4 is a new scheme. It's got the Sierra redwood, so a red color for the siding, which is providing a more similar color to what has been provided in the homes already built, with a little bit brighter red, a little bit more vibrant, and those warmer colors depicted. Scheme 5 and 6, those are also new schemes. And then 7 through 10 also new color schemes. So you can see Scheme 8 in particular. It's called Bird's Eye Maple, but it has a little bit more of a yellow, a little brighter, more vibrant color, consistent with some of the yellows that have been already built in the community. So the Planning Commission discussed the request and forwarded a recommendation of approval with the modifications identified in the staff report. So their recommendation of approval was based upon the following findings. 1, that development activity and the building of homes at the project has stalled, and solutions can be explored through the development agreement process to help the project move forward. And 2, that the proposed amendments will allow for the successful integration of new home designs with the homes already built in the community. The Planning Commission, the vote to recommend approval, it was 5 voted to recommend approval, Two commissioners didn't vote to recommend approval. Staff's recommendation, and here are listed the council alternatives, but staff's recommendation is to approve the development agreement request with the updates that have been shown in this presentation, specifically with the language for the contribution for public art and community events, and also the updated color scheme, which was shown in the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Tyson. We'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anyone here to speak in regards to this amendment? Okay, seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Seeing no public comment, I move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Good motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that is unanimous, and that brings us to our open comment period. I don't have any forms from anyone to address the council tonight. Was anyone here to do so? Okay. We'll move forward. The next item on the agenda is right back to Wilcox Farms subdivision to consider approval of ordinance 2025-21 authorizing the Second Amendment to the Wilcox Farms subdivision development agreement. Staff, we had our council meeting last week, and again, just an update from Tyson now. Any questions or comments, concerns?
Just a quick question for Tyson. When I went back through the packet to review, I wasn't able to verify it, so I want to make sure my understanding is correct. In the proposed adoption of Exhibit C2, with the understanding that the changes specifically to the elevations that are on 1,000 West, I just want to make sure that in adopting the new style guides and all of that kind of stuff, we still have the same restricted height of that two-story designation on 1,000 West for those homes that will be in that northern portion of the development.
Yes, we still have that. That's within the pattern book. It wasn't included as part of their amendment, but that is staying the same.
Given the elevations that we were looking at, it should have been that, but I was like, ooh, let's just make sure, because that was a point of concern with residents in the area on that before. And then with the proposed language for adoption on there, right now it has it just with the packet as submitted. Is that a recognition of the updated style guides and color profiles that came out to the council on Friday, or would those need to be added as separate?
So because the new color scheme and the language for the contribution were not part of the packet, I would recommend that those are specifically mentioned in any motion to approve, okay, if that's the desire of the council.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions or concerns? Okay, seeing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Let's see if I can read this. Your Honor, I would move to approve ordinance 2025-21, make sure that's the right one, authorizing the Second Amendment to the development agreement with LHM Development, Wilcox LLC for the Wilcox Farms subdivision located at approximately 1550 South, 1000 West, with the following notable additions. One, the incorporation of the updated color palette that was provided to the council via email on Friday in lieu of the initial documents that were included in the packet, and a recognition of the elevations there on 1000 West, retaining at the second story grading, and would move to would authorize your signature to any necessary documents.
Second.
And recognition of the contribution, right?
Oh, and the contribution, with my apologies. And the addition of the $100,000 contribution from said, from the applicant to be spent at the sole discretion of the city, but with the intended use for public art and for public celebration.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Councilmember Peterson?
Aye.
Councilmember Roper?
Aye.
Councilmember Worth?
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson?
Aye.
Councilmember Rashford?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here, Brandon. We didn't even put you on the spot and make you answer any questions. Awesome. All right. Item number 6 is to consider approval of Resolution 2025 R-13 Condemning Anti-Semitism Act's statements of hateful expression of intolerance and encouraging elected officials, educators, community organizations, houses of worship, and all citizens to work to understand and oppose anti-Semitism. Municipal officials and institutions have a responsibility to protect citizens from acts of hate and bigotry, including anti-Semitism, and must adopt the tools to do so. In May 2016, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, the IHRA, adopted the working definition of anti-Semitism, which has become internationally recognized. An internationally recognized authoritative government and law enforcement agencies in monitoring, training, and education. People of all faiths have a stake in fighting anti-Semitism, just as they have a stake in fighting every form of bigotry and hatred against people based on religion, race, national origin, age, ability, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status. Clearfield City encourages all citizens to ensure that Clearfield City will live up to the principles of diversity, tolerance, religious freedom, and equal protection. We are a welcoming city. We need to be a tolerant city. This goes into our policies to make sure that we as city employees do that. It is non-binding, but it is important to me that be in our policies, that we understand what bigotry and hatred and things do to our society, and we don't want that here in Clearfield. And so that is the proposal. I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve Resolution 2025R-13, condemning anti-Semitism, acts, statements of hateful expression of intolerance, and encouraging elected officials, educators, community organizations, house of worship, and all citizens to work towards understanding and oppose anti-Semitism, and authorize your necessary signature to do so.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilmember Ratchford?
Aye.
Councilmember Worth?
Aye.
Councilmember Roper?
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson?
Aye.
And Councilmember Peterson?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous, and that will move us on to item number 7, which is to consider approval of a substitute mayor pro tem for the October 28th policy meeting. Our mayor pro tem is Dakota. He's out of town while I'm out of town. I'd like to propose that we have Councilmember Peterson take over that night as mayor pro tem. Would you take that on?
I'm good with that. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Do we need a vote on that? We need a motion then.
I move to approve the appointment of Councilmember Peterson as Mayor Pro Tem for the City Council policy meeting on October 28th, 2025.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that is unanimous.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
Will we have a quorum that night? Because we'll have to.
I really hope so. We've got great stuff planned that night.
Yes, we do. So.
Yes, we do, and I am so bummed that I'm not going to be here, but it was the only night that we could do it. I will be, unless something goes terribly wrong, I will be virtual, so that I can at least be in attendance and hopefully say something. So.
I will also try to be virtual.
Okay. I just know we're honoring two departing NDFD members, and we'll have their families there, so.
Yes.
Welcome everybody to be
One
there.
of whose retirement ceremony is tomorrow, or retirement party is tomorrow. So. Okay, well, that brings us to our communication items, and I really, as I was looking through there, don't have a lot to go through. So, Councilmember Peterson?
You addressed one of them, just a reminder that we have the retirement party for departing Battalion Chief Weeks tomorrow next door from 2 to 4, so we'd welcome any and everybody to come stop in. His official last day working was Monday, so this is just the sail into the sunset for that. And then just a congratulations to our Youth Commission. We appreciate the work that they are doing and the growth that we are starting to see. So congratulations to you guys. We appreciate it. And then the final, just thank you to staff. Wilcox Farms in particular has been a difficult one to maneuver through, but we appreciate being able to get some closure on that and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Thompson. Councilmember Ratchford.
So we have government shutdown on our hands, which means the base is in need of serious support. I met with them today. There were some items that were really heavy. They're looking for volunteers, possibly for the military. It would be the family center to guide people to where they need to go, answer phones. They do need food pantry items, so noodles, sauces, any type of item that is non-perishable or that has a longer shelf life, so nothing like milk or eggs. And we also need assistant programs, so somebody to help train or help with applications for aid or researching any community resources. And they're looking at possibly this week having the majority of the staff or trying to get as many volunteers as possible. I'm going to post this. I'm making a poster today. We just spoke about it, and I believe the notes will go out today. So I'll post that on my site and then encourage anybody to help where they can. There's also going to be on the opposite side, the police, there's also going to be police, it would be the Citizen Police Academy fundraising night for Ranger Brody Young. And that one is going to be November 15th at 5:30. There's going to be dinner, a raffle. So if you'd like to get tickets, I'm also going to have that available on my site too. So.
Can I ask a follow-up question, Councilmember Ratchford? Mm-hmm. With the information that you're going to post, is it something where there'll be contact information? So for those who want to donate, help, drop off, that's going to be a logistical issue with base access. So how do we? So the drop-off, if anyone is interested in dropping off any items that they can't get on base, please drop it off at the True by Hilton, right outside of exit 335. And then we will take it over to the base when we go over there. Any item, canned item, food, clothing, diapers, you name it, anything that can be used, there's a serious need. Right now, church had delivered a van full of items, but it's going to be gone tomorrow. So we need some support now. Okay.
And I did have a conversation with Congressman Moore yesterday, spoke with the White House liaisons today. It's kind of anticipated that this will go on for at least another 2 weeks. They don't see any change in that at all. It's expected this will be the longest shutdown that we've had. Military is getting paid, so they're
some of them, right?
All of them. The only people that are not getting paid are the civilians, and so we have a lot of civilians on base that work on base are required to show up to work who are not getting paid. Our reservists are not being paid. The Guard is not being, the Guards, most of it's coming through the state, so they should be okay. But the reservists are not being paid and the civilians are not being paid, so only the active duty. Funding for that, it's debatable how much money is actually there to pull that off, as to how many weeks that can cover. So the need is still there. Yeah. They're in kind of a panic mode, and it leaves them with what do you do with kids and other scenarios as well. And so thus the need. It's,
military
just leave it there.
It's also.
Yeah.
Now's the time to help if you can.
Yeah, I mean, we are the Utah's military city, so definitely we want to stand up and do what we can as a city to help out our neighbors. Councilmember Worth.
Okay, so I'll just run through a couple of events coming up. If I'm stealing Chandra's thunder, I apologize. But this Saturday is the Halloween event at Barlow Park, the dog parade. I'll help you all come out. If you have dogs, bring them, dress them up. Last year was a ton of fun and was a smashing success, so I hope it succeeds last year this go-around. Monday, October 20th at 6 p.m. is the Pumpkin Float at Steed Pond. That is a personal favorite of mine. Looking forward to see the Pumpkin Cannon. Bonanza on Friday, October 24th at 6 p.m. at the Aquatic and Fitness Center. That is also a wonderful one, 210. You already know that. And then real quick, I want to touch back on the proposed tax increase for mosquito abatement because I can't recall specifically, but I did not mention the date and time of the hearing and the location, which is December 11th, 2025 at 7 o'clock at 85 North, 600 West in Kaysville. That is the mosquito abatement office building, so that's where that public hearing will be held.
So when are they voting on this? I mean, when does the public vote on this tax increase? I guess the public's not voting, excuse me. Yeah. But they're doing this outside of the normal.
Their fiscal year is different.
Okay.
But on that same train of thought, just for all of your awareness, the county today public noticed that they are considering a sizable property tax increase of 29.9%. Their hearing is around that same time. I don't have the specifics on that, but I figured you should be aware of that.
See, that is just, I'm just, with problematic in the way that it's done, only because your tax notice comes out. Your tax notice says, here's what your anticipated taxes are going to be, which do not include an increase from mosquito abatement or the county.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Notification seems to be a little lacking on that part, just going to say. Yeah. Okay, Councilmember Roper.
We had 2 amazing open houses for the North Davis Fire District. I was able to go to both of those. They were very well attended, and it looked like everybody was having fun at those. I know that my little boy had a great time at it as well, but I did just want to share condolences to the South Davis Metro Fire Department and loss of their firefighter, Josh Brumwell, and just raise awareness that, we need to do all we can to support our heroes as they go in. And it's starting to touch near to my heart as I have a son entering into this profession and thinking of the things that he is seeing already just in school. So just wanted to share our love for them.
Thank you. Staff reports, JJ?
The only thing I had is it's kind of a busy time of year for many staff who are traveling for conferences. And so on that note, Spencer and I will be at our National Association conference at the end of this month. So we're kind of gone at the same time.
Yeah.
But reachable by phone, text, whatever.
Okay. Any other staff reports? Nancy?
A lot at once today. We don't have a meeting Tuesday. We have work and policy session. Wait, do we have work on that 28th too? We do, yeah. Work and then policy session. The policy session will include the recognition of the North Davis Fire Department retirees, as well as Just Serve will be coming to make a presentation. So it's not a big policy session, but we will be meeting. And then the 4th is General Election Day. 11th is Veterans Day, so no meetings those 2 Tuesdays. And then we are right back at work with a work session on the 18th and work and policy on the 25th of November.
Okay. Any other staff reports?
All right. Nancy did make me think that we don't have a work meeting scheduled for the 28th. So
yeah, it's just policy session.
Is it? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well then I would entertain a motion to adjourn from our policy session and reconvene in our work session where we will hear our reports from staff.
So moved.